Have you ever thought about setting up a Facebook group for your business? Well, good news is today I'm going to show you how to set up your Facebook group. So I'm going to be talking about the things that you need to do, things that you don't want to be missing, and we're going to make sure that we set you up an amazing group. So welcome, hello, I am Jenny Bush, an online business consultant and coach, and I've been helping equestrian businesses to up the pace and build successful, stable, balanced businesses. Now, if you are new here, please do check out the links below after you have set up your Facebook group, because I've got lots of extra things that you can get. And if you want to get the free checklist on setting up a group, do make sure that you are in the Equestrian Business Support Network, which is my free Facebook group, and I'll make sure I pop the link in the description so that you can join the group and you can get the free checklist that goes along with this video, which you can find in the guides of the Equestrian Business Support Network. Okay, so are you ready? Let's dive in. So what you need to do in order to set a group up is head to your normal Facebook. Don't go from your Facebook page, just from open Facebook and then click on groups. From here, what you can then do is go to create new group. And this is how it works. Now I'm just going to set this up purely for training purposes, and then I'm going to take this down. So the first thing you want to do is paste in your group name here. Paste your, because we've already chosen it and we've already researched. So put your group name in. Then you're going to choose the privacy. Now there's two levels of privacy that you can do, public or private. Public means that anybody can see the group. So wherever they are, people can see it and they can see posts. They don't have to be a member. It's an open platform. Anybody can see it. Private means that only members can see who's in the group and can see any posts that are in the group. They need to have joined and they need to be a member. Now, personally, I prefer to go for private because it makes your Facebook group a safer space. But it depends on what your purpose is. But personally, I would choose private here. Then we're going to go to the hide group setting. Now there's two settings here, visible and hidden. So visible means that when we search, which is as what we just did, people can find it. If it's hidden, when people search, it won't find it. They must have your specific link in order to get to the group. I prefer to keep them all visible just in case, whatever, because I can still choose who to come in. And at this point, it says invite friends. I would not advise you to invite friends at this point. Just go create. Also, I'm not a big fan of that invite friends option because I hate being added to groups when I don't want to be in them. So I will go through how to get people into it and how to get your friends in a moment. But for now, don't invite any friends. So your next step is to add your cover. So as you can see, you've got this big graphic here. Just click on edit. And then you can either choose from group photos, which we haven't got because it's a new group, choose from your photos, upload a photo, etc. And you can also add group affiliation there. But we'll just go for upload photo for a moment. And then here you should be able to find your file where you saved it and put it in. So I'm just going to see if I can find mine. Brand. So I save this into routine and then I save it into brand and branding. And hopefully it will come up. But my computer gets very, very slow. Right, I'm just going to see if I can find a cover photo. Anyone, I don't. Yeah, there we go. Right, there's the Equestrian Business Support Network. So this is now coming in. And there we go. Now your next step is, if it's not looking like it's in the right place, just drag it to reposition. You do need to know that sometimes it will show differently your image on a phone. So do just have a quick check if you're worried about that. But I find most of the times groups are okay. And then once you're happy, save the changes. Okay, there we go. Cover is there. Now, if you click on it, next, so if you put a call to action, so if in your group you were giving away your freebie and you put that, get your freebie here, click on it as I have just done, then come over to this edit, add your link to freebie here. You just copy and paste that in. I'm just going to put a link to this just to show you how it looks. So join, and then finished editing. And now you see that the link is there. So when people are on the group and they say, oh, it says click here to get freebie, you've got your freebie. Easy peasy, right? Okay, so the next thing we want to do is go back to this edit and see it says add group affiliation. Now, this is just going to show that you are an admin, so it's up to you whether you wish to do this, but I like to do it because it just shows that it's me, it's my group, and I think people sometimes need to know who owns the group. Okay, so we've got that step done. So your pretty wonderful cover is set up. So the next thing we're going to do is we're going to head over to the left-hand side, and you've got all these things. We're not going to worry about admin assist or member requests at the moment. We're going to come over to membership questions. And hopefully you've set your questions up because we asked them. So you'd go, so if one of them was give me your email, don't just say give me your email. But like holding a gun to somebody's head, we wouldn't want to do that. And then you can add like multiple choice options there, or you can just do a written answer and so on. And then you can create your group rules. So that's how you get your membership questions in. So now anybody that asks to join is going to be asked the membership questions. Then there is the option here to do schedule posts. So if you want to schedule your group stuff in advance, which I do. No lie. I sit down once a week, I schedule the whole week's post into the group. I don't then have to worry about it. I just have to come in and check what people reply. Then we're going to go to group rules. So again, we've already got our group rules written, but so these are the ones that Facebook puts in. So you can just select your rule, create, and then you can add another rule, create, and so on. And then you can put as many rules as you like. If you want to make your own rule, just type it here, my own rule. Nice and simple. Okay, then we're going to just keep looking down, and I just want to go through some of these things. So moderation alert and group quality, this will show you if there's a problem with your group, if there's been anything that goes against Facebook's community standards. So we have only just set it up, so it's not a problem. Grow group, make sure this is toggled on. So allow Facebook to suggest this group. So you know when people often will suggest that Facebook will push your group out to people, which if you're trying to grow it organically, this needs to be on. And then we're going to come over to group settings. So here we can put the name and description. So you've got your group name here. If you've done my training, you'll have the group description. So you can copy and paste your group description in there very simply. This then says that your group is visible. We don't need to change that. You can add a location if you wish. You just type it in. That's not going to come up with UK, United Kingdom. I'll just go with that. So especially if it is a local group, that will help Facebook to push it to the right people that are in your area. Now, the next thing that's really cool is you can customize the web address. So as you saw with my Equestrian Business Support Network, see that is the web address, facebook.com/groups/Equestrian Business Support Network, and yours will look the same. So you can then just type test group and it will tell you if it's already assigned. So I can't have that one. Probably, can't even have that one. Obviously, there's a lot of people that are using test groups. We're just going to go save. Once you've got your group, you can't change that too often, as it says. Once you've got 5,000 members, you won't be able to change it too often. Then you can choose a group colour. So it'll automatically go with whatever's on your picture, which is great. And then it will tell you what a good accent colour is. But you can also choose some of these wonderful colours to make it look really pretty if you wanted a nice colourful group. And I'll show you, we've chosen pink now. So when we go back, you'll see how it's changed to pink. Then there's the option to add badges. So for people who are being engaging, people who are new, people who are helpful, you can give them badges, which is kind of a nice little reward. I've already set up the group affiliation, so we don't need to worry about that. The group type is if you want to have a specific type, and this does depend on what features you've got. So yeah, if you want guides, etc., you need to have it set to have the guides, but we won't worry about it at this section, but you can change it there. Then you can manage who can join, who can approve. You can set the group so that anybody in the group can approve members. I personally have mine set to only moderators, because I don't want people just letting anybody into my group willy-nilly, especially if it's a paid group. And then you can choose whether you want personal profiles and pages or only profiles to be in the group. So again, I prefer it when it's just profiles. I don't feel that the page option, when the pages are in groups, you have to be in the page section. Messy. I prefer people. I like to see real people. And then you can just go to who can post. If you want anybody to post, you can click on post, which allows anyone to just create posts, or you can go to admins only. So that's totally up to you whether you don't want people to post in your group, but I like to give them the option to. Then you can go to approve all members, and you can choose whether you want that on or off. So it allows people to post directly into the group, or approve all member posts. So if you want to give people the option to post in the group, but you don't want them to go live in the group, you can put that just so that you have to approve it. I find that really awkward. I also think it means that people have to wait. And I know I've done this before, and I've posted in people's groups and they've got this on, and then they've not approved my post till it's too late for me. And then it's been pointless, because sometimes there's been a deadline on it. So I like to keep that on. And then if somebody is breaking the rules a lot, I can turn approval on member by member. So if there's somebody that posts a lot of spammy stuff that I don't particularly approve of, I can either block them from posting, or I can say turn approval on for this particular member. So you don't have to have it on all members. Then you can do the sorting of the comments. It gives you the option to choose that. So I like to just have it on suggested default, but you could put most recent or all comments. That could be quite important. And then you can approve edits. So the idea is that if somebody has posted to the group, you've approved it, and then they've edited it, they can then change it once you've approved it. So if you're very strict on what they can post in there, put that on. Then you've got default posts. So again, this is if you've got a selling group, or if you want to share photos a lot, you can choose whether they can write, post a photo, or selling. That's a selection for you. So you can control that. Whichever, if it's a selling group, that's great. Post shortcuts, I just keep that the same. And then you've got the option to choose which post formats they're allowed to post. So if you don't want people going live in your group, if you don't want them creating live events, if you don't want them to tag events, if you don't want them to get together, you can turn that off, so that people can't create those. You could say they can just create recommendations, they can create polls, they can create GIFs, or they can write prompts. That might be what you want. It's up to you, but it gives you that option to have some control over what they can post. And then there is the option for anonymous posting. So if your group is something where you want people to be in a safe environment and they don't have to give their name, you can make sure you can turn this on so that they can submit anonymous posts in your group, so you don't know who has posted it. I don't like that for my groups, but if you've got a group that talks about very tricky subjects, where people are desperate to get support and help but they don't want to be known, you can turn that on. So here now we've got post formats that are allowed in your groups. Again, you can see what you've got. You can click on the edit buttons and you can remove certain types of posts and say badges, which are really good. And then at the bottom here is some really important stuff where you've got linked pages, recommended groups, and apps. To link to your business page, you can do that in this section, in group section. Just click on that and then select your page. If you want your group to recommend other groups, you can also find groups to recommend. And so if you've got a few different ones, you can put them in recommended groups. And then apps is really important that you know about this. If you want to be posting to your group from a scheduler, if you want to use something like a tool like StreamYard, for example, or Zoom, so you can do your lives. So maybe if you do Zoom calls with members of your group and then you want to you want them to go live into the group, you need to add it into apps. So all you do is come to the group apps. So if we go to Zoom, and then you have to add it, and then you have to do some setups. You can't just go to Zoom and go live in your group and choose your group. It takes a little bit of setup, but you definitely need to have added it in the app. So I have like StreamYard and things like that on mine. Now, the other thing that I wanted to talk to you about was if you wanted to have guides. Now, guides are a way to formulate learning content. So if there's things that you want to do like that and you want to have those guides in, so look at the Equine Business Support Network, for example, and you can see guides here, and then you can see the guides that I've got. So I've got a welcome, I've got a network directory, I've got support and training freebies, I've got feedback on the group and working with me, I've got network matters, I've got a video library as well, so people can find different videos that I post on Facebook or Instagram. I put them into my guides. So it kind of sorts the key information, because otherwise you'll find that people in their group have got like this feed a bit like this, and it's just like, oh, and you can't find anything. And if there's things that you actually want to make sure that people do in a specific order that gives that value, I would suggest you use the guides. So what you need to do in order to do that and to have those guides set up is, again, come to this settings area, and then it is in my group type, edit, see all features, and then here you can see what the features are of these different type groups. So there's already some that are set for you. So you can go for a learning one, which includes mentorship and guides. You can go to mutual support, real-time connections, and it shows you the sorts of things that would be really good as the features. Or you can just scroll down here and then just go to add guides. I don't particularly want to add one-to-one mentorship through the group. I'm just going to keep it as guides. And then you can see the settings to display as a button at the top of your group, which, yes, you do want on. So now we've added the guides to our group. So if we go back to the home, you can see we made it pink. So you can see how I made it pink now. You've got your image. It looks lovely. So now our next step is we've added our description, is to create your post. So now you're going to put your welcome post in here. So this is going to be a welcome post. So that as soon as when you start adding people to the group, there is something there, because you don't want them to come in and be like, nothing here at all. I'm just going to find a picture of me just to give you an example. I think welcome posts are always good if they are good with pictures of you. So pop your welcome post in, which again, if you're in Stable Foundations Hub Plus, you will have the template for that. And then if you click on these three dots, I would make sure that this is marked as an announcement or it's pinned to features. Sometimes it gives you the option as announcement or pinned to features. I would then pin it, because it means it's going to show at the top here. So everybody that comes in, that's going to show automatically at the top for everybody that comes into the group. So if anybody else posts, you're not lost. The other thing I would do is say, if we've added the guides, to add that now to the guides, you could have that in guide 1. You do need to go to these, but we haven't added any guides. So make yourself the group expert. I think that's always a good idea to do it, because it gives you a little badge, which we've done, and you can add your expertise in. But we want to add it to the guide. So we need to create some guides. So if we go to guides, start a guide. First one, we'll call it Welcome to the Group. And I think it's always nice to have that in the guides, because it also means that you can find people's welcomes very easy. And then once you're here, you can create posts, we can create a quiz. Now, if you go to close that, because we've already put a post in and I want that post to be in the guides. So again, this helps if you've added content and then you think, I should have put that into the guides. Now, if you come to the post, it should let you add it to the guides. We've got it. Now we've got it. I had to refresh. Can you see now? It says add post to guide by clicking those dots, and then you can choose the guide to add it to hello, right? Because this is your welcome post. And now when you go to the guides, you'll see that your welcome post is there. So now anybody that comes in and you direct them to the guides, they will always see your welcome post. And I think it's a really good idea to have that to welcome people into your group. So there you have it. That's how to set up a group in 2022 for your business. If you've got any questions, please do get in touch and let me know. I am happy to answer and to support you. And I'll see you in the next video. Thanks for watching. Don't forget to subscribe so that you don't ever miss a video from me. And of course, find me on social media at Equine Business Assistant. I look forward to seeing you soon.